Everyone, hope we're having a lovely Wednesday. I like Wednesdays. It's nice and sunny, it's bright, just living the dream here in the sunny coast. I just wanted to jump in today because I've just had a couple of really interesting conversations with several people about this sort of subject, and I thought it would be a really helpful thing to share. I know it's something in the past that I've actually dealt with and struggled with and debated the best way to go about it. So really wanted to share this one and also get your thoughts. But I was talking to a really lovely client of ours here, and she's really looking to move on from her current opportunity. Her reason being, it's that she's pretty much just got what she can out of the role, and she feels like her wings are clipped in a sense. She can't fly anymore. There's no opportunity for growth, and the role for her now, it just feels like a job. She's not learning, it's not dynamic enough, and she wants more. And that's great. You know, she's done her time there, she's given a role, she's really contributed to the organization, and it's time for her to move on. What's really holding her back is this overwhelming sense of guilt for her, and she's really grappling with this. Am I being disloyal for leaving? They've given me a chance, and they've spent a lot of time in mentoring me and coaching me and developing me and giving me the resources to be better, and now I'm just going to turn around and leave. What about all these co-workers I've built these lovely connections with? I'm just sort of leaving them too. Oh, it's probably going to cause a lot of problems for the business. Maybe they're going to have to rehire me leaving. Who's going to fill my role? Who's going to do what I was doing? Maybe it's just you're worried about what everyone will think of you. If you've formed those great connections, will people be judging you X, Y, and Z? And this dialogue is almost paralyzing for some people. It's especially when you have a great relationship with your workplace and your co-workers and your managers, it can make it hard to leave in some senses, and that feeling of guilt of abandoning your team and letting them down can sort of come in. But this is something that I really want to get across because it is very true. And it's not to diminish the value that you bring to an organization, but I want you to, if you're feeling that sense of guilt for leaving an organization for those reasons, so it's going to cause them chaos and I'm abandoning them and they're not going to be okay and X, Y, and Z, I want you to just picture or imagine a bucket full of water, and your hand is sitting in the bucket, and the water represents your company, your organization, and the hand is you. So what I want you to picture now is you taking your hand out of that bucket. Nice and slowly you remove your hand. What happens when you look down in that bucket? There's going to be a few little ripples. So a few little ripples sneaking on through, but with time it's going to start to calm, and those ripples will start to dissipate, and then again the water will be smooth and all will be good. That is literally what's going to happen when you move on from your current opportunity or your current role. So there might be a few ripples initially. It might mean that the organization's got to make a few changes. They've got to adapt, but that's what they're going to do. That's what we all do. We adapt, we adjust, we come up with a plan, we get on with it, and we move on. And then again, things will be okay. Everything will be okay, and the ship will sail, and all will be good in the world. It's not to diminish the value as well, what you were bringing to that organization. I'm sure you'll be missed, and all the great things that you brought were likely a great asset to that organization, but they'll be okay and you'll be okay. That is the nature of employment and careers and jobs. You move on, and that's all right. You've given what you could give to that organization, and there's a book called The Alliance that sort of addresses this, and I thought in a really great way, so I sort of wanted to share it. But it described taking a job as sort of like a tour of duty. So when you're on that tour, you're fulfilling your obligations, you're playing your role, you're playing your part, but eventually that tour of duty ends. And when you feel you've got a new vision or that you've outgrown the position, that's when your tour of duty's over. And it's completed and you've fulfilled your end of the bargain, and it's time to move on to a new opportunity. Don't get held back by feelings of you're letting people down by not moving on and staying in a position that's not serving you. You're letting yourself down ultimately if you do that. You've got to know your worth when you're going through this process, and knowing that it's okay to move on, and it doesn't make you a bad person whatsoever. The other thing with this disloyal piece, and this is something that I hear a lot, is I hear a lot of people who feel guilty and about moving on from opportunities and that they're being a bad person, disloyal. And then when we sort of broach the organization of what they've been doing, I get all sorts of examples about, you know, going above and beyond and giving 110% in this role, in this organization, doing more than they need to and just trying to deliver the absolute best. And they're not quite getting what they need back out of it. You know, maybe they're not getting the support, maybe the opportunities aren't there, maybe your pay bracket's not there. You know, so when we say disloyal, you also need to assess, well, you know, this is a give and take. Are you getting also what you need back out of that organization? And if you're not, that's okay. But it's also time to move on. So don't let that really paralyze you. But if that is something that you're really struggling with, I really want to know. I really want to talk to you about it. So reach out to us. I'd love to have a chat with you. I'll pop in the link below, book in a free 20-minute chat if that's something that you're really struggling with. Or even if it's something you're struggling with, you know, how do you broach that with a potential employer? Do you broach that with a potential employer if you are planning on moving on? Maybe it's how to address in an interview. You know, if they ask you, why are you looking for a new opportunity? You know, what's the right way to sort of address that in an interview and answer that question without I don't know, what's the word? Without putting yourself out of the running for the role or underselling yourself. We got there. So I hope that helps. And if you are feeling like that again, just reach out to us. You don't have to be. It doesn't make you a bad person for doing the right thing for you and for wanting to move on. So we all, through life, things change. You need new opportunities. You need new things that fill your cup. And you know, the best thing is, even if you have had an amazing experience with an organization, or you have got an amazing experience with your manager or your current employer, I'm sure that if you're a part of a team like that, they'll be happy for you to see you grow and blossom and thrive in a new space, as well, as much as they'll probably be sad that you're leaving. But just as you're probably happy for your co-workers when they move on and they get great opportunities as well, if you've got those awesome relationships. So be kind to yourself. I'll pop the link in below again as well. So book in a chat if anything's going on for you as well, especially around addressing all this sort of stuff in interviews, moving on. And continue to have a great Wednesday. I'm going to as well. Just really, really beautiful day here in the sunny coast. I hope it's beautiful everywhere else, and can't wait to connect with you all and let me know what you think, and have a great day.